Hi, everybody. I'm Adam.
I'm Michael.
And today, we're bored in Ohio.
Give a little bit of space for the music.
All right, what are we talking about today, Mike?
Today we are talking about our movie, I guess, reviews for Black Panther and Annihilation. We both saw them individually and not together so that we could most likely disagree.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. That makes for better.
Because I sure as fuck don't want to agree with you.
No, podcast audio.
What?
You know, not radio, podcast.
Shut the fuck up. All right, we're going to try to keep this very spoiler-free because we don't want to spoil anything for anybody.
Yeah.
Right?
I did just notice, maybe I'll dumb down one of the things I said that is, I've got written down that is a little bit spoilery.
Okay. So which one are we going to talk about first? Should we talk about Black Panther because that's been out for a little bit?
Sure. Yeah, we can go with that first. Why don't you start?
No, why don't you?
All right. Here's the thing. I had no interest in seeing this film, like I told you. And it's not because I didn't think it would be a decent Marvel film. It's because I'm getting a little burnt out from superhero films in general because it always seems the same basic formula besides like that Captain America movie you made me watch that I watched like 5 years after it came out, but it was good. But the preconceived notions that I had about the film before I went into it were almost all correct. I thought I would go in, watch the movie, find it to be better than okay, but I would never want to watch it again. So that's exactly how I came out of it. It was like 20 minutes too long, if you ask me. I compare it to like a James Bond, which is a good thing. A James Bond kind of storytelling way, I guess, which that is good. I liked that aspect of it. But things like the Revenge of the Sith, political fucking ETs on a waterfall wall, you know what I'm talking about, right? This isn't ruining anything in the film. You can see it in the trailer. You know when they're fighting? Yeah. Okay. So of the two fights that happen, at the first fight, when they dead in the water and you could look up and you saw everybody in the cliffs, it's all digital. You could
that looked really bad.
It looked really bad. But they're all doing the crap up on top of it. And it reminded me immediately from the Revenge of the Sith, you know, when they would... Palpatine goes in to talk to all of them about them giving him power to basically create the Empire, right? Mm-hmm. And as they look around all around them, you got fucking ETs over here, and you got fucking Chewbacca's over there, and you got all kinds of stupid shit over here. And that's immediately, I'm like, this is it. I mean, it's a political thing that's technically happening, right? This is to name the rights of the king or whatever, and I'm just like, what? Looks dumb as shit. It was one really bad digitally done. Yeah. Really bad.
Considering the rest of the movie looked really good.
Yeah, the rest of it looked really good.
That looked like shit.
That looked like shit. But my other thing with that is also, speaking of digitally shit, it wasn't complete shit like that, but seeing the whole Phantom Menace, Darth Maul, and Obi-Wan Kenobi standoff while the train's going by, which you can also see in the trailer. Mm-hmm. And they're literally pacing back and forth while this train's going instead of the laser wall in front of them talking back and forth Darth Maul and I'm like, come on, man. I get that everyone's inspired by specific things and everybody is. Every little thing is inspired and you should be. But
did you catch the other ripoff in that fight?
Probably. I want to say probably, but tell me and I'll tell you if I got
So that
it
means
right.
no.
Well, those are my main points, but
Black Panther pulled off a Wolverine specific move.
which part was that? Oh, I mean,
When he's like flying over and he latches on to the one pillar with one hand.
In one hand.
It was almost the exact shot of Wolverine catching one of the spikes of the Statue of Liberty's crown and
forgot about
spinning
that.
around and then landing.
I forgot. You're exactly right. Yeah, that is exactly. Yeah, you're right. I saw it and something clicked, but I didn't know that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, exactly.
My only other complaint before I let you go with this is, did you see the film Get Out?
No.
Okay, you should see it.
I do want. It's on my list of movies to see.
I didn't think it was so spectacular as everybody else did, but it was well done.
Yeah.
And the actor in it was really good, and that actor is in Black Panther.
Oh yeah.
So that character, I thought that the change that happens with him was a little too easy. I'm talking personality-wise.
Yeah.
You could give me a complaint, and I can't really fight against it as much because the whole background that he lays out. But at the beginning of the film, the way he looked was so much respect to
Yeah.
Black Panther, and then that change just seemed, and he stuck with the change hard too, right?
Yeah.
And I thought that was, I needed a little something more to make it so it wasn't so abrupt, I guess I should say.
I agree. Okay, I guess I'll go into my little qualms about the film. Because overall, yes, I liked it. It's too fucking long. Something that I thought Marvel learned their lesson with Thor Ragnarok, because that movie was an hour and a half.
Yeah, so good.
I think most movies could be an hour and a half and they would be at least 10% better.
You're right. And the funny thing is when you really like a movie, you kind of don't want it to end, but at the same time, the ones that I am liking seem to be shorter, and the ones that are long are just too long, and I want to get out of there.
There's no bullshit filler. They tell their story in an effective way, and they get out before they've overstayed their welcome. My other biggest complaint about the film is just something that's plagued Marvel characters in film in general. Why does a good guy have to fight a thing that's exactly fucking like him? Yeah. Like, Iron Man always fights a dude in a fucking robot suit.
Yep.
It's annoying as shit. Like, Captain America, he's gonna fight another super soldier. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
I think this is Marvel's biggest weakness, like, with their characters in general, as like that's why Batman's like rogues gallery is considered one of the best group of villains, because they're not just they're still mirrors of him, but in a much different way. Like, a Marvel villain's like an exact mirror.
It's an exact mirror. You're right. Yeah.
And one of Batman's villains is just experiencing another like mental illness, because Batman, you could consider he has a mental illness. It's just that they went the other way with it. They're experiencing some kind of mental illness that kind of mirrors like something that he could be going with, but they take it the shitty way, and he made it something good. But yeah, just watching, like, and especially since it's so CG heavy, it's like watching two CG Catmen fight.
I hated that
for a bit.
I hated that whole. I really did. I hated that whole sequence. I hated it.
Yeah. The other, because like I said, I liked the movie in general. Like, I thought it was good. It. I guess I'm finally admitting that I'm burnt out on superhero movies.
Are you?
Yeah. It took a while.
I started. Yeah, I just can't. And it sucks because I love Spider-Man. I always wanted him to be on movie. I'm not getting excited even if they were announcing they're doing 3 more. I don't care. Like, I'll see it because he's my favorite character, probably. But it's like Venom. It's like Venom. And I know they didn't have enough time to boost. Don't put something out there.
I'm blaming Sony for trying to push the marketing too soon.
Don't do it, because everyone is shit all over.
Everyone wants to see Venom. It's called fucking Venom.
Yeah, they want to see what it looks like, to see if it looks like shit.
Because we all know Tom Hardy's great.
Yep.
Show him like fucking flipping around in a goddamn what are those machines called? Those big magnetic bullshits that he's in.
Do what?
He's there.
Oh, you mean when he's in like the MRI machine?
Yeah.
In the trailer itself.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
It's like he's like flipping out, and I'm like, oh yeah.
And they show you a very slight black start.
You
to
don't
come.
have to sell me on Tom Hardy's ability to act, especially act crazy. I'm already there for that.
Yeah.
Just show the people what they want.
Yeah,
That's what porn gets right.
Give him a taste. That's it. Just give him a taste. I don't need to see the whole body.
Yeah.
Give me a partial turn of his face. Just something so I can say, okay, I like the style. I like the way it looks. I'm in. I'll watch it when it comes out.
It's like that sexy movie trailer where you get a little bit of side boob and then they cut.
Yeah.
Just enough.
Just makes you hope that you get the full.
Yeah.
Right.
You're like, I can't wait to see the rest of that. I wonder if it has a nipple.
Oh, what? It's important, man. Without that nipple, it's just an ass cheek.
Yeah. So, like I said, I like the movie. Some things I liked about it, like it is nice to see some diversity.
Oh yeah, no, I completely agree with that.
And I know, like, a lot of people like the counterpoint, like, oh, Blade was a black superhero, but Blade was an anti-hero.
Yeah.
You know, so this guy's like just completely a good guy, and he's a role model type. I wouldn't consider Blade a role model.
No.
Although Blade is a badass motherfucker.
I except for that third film.
Oh yeah.
My God.
If you could just take Ryan Reynolds' jokes from that third film and just watch those, especially when he calls that chick a thunder cunt, that was hilarious. Which I don't endorse calling women thunder cunts.
No.
Before we get people like getting
all
mad at me. It was a funny line in that instance. So like I think that's really great, and
I like
especially
the tribes. I like the different tribes too. I thought that was
I
cool.
thought that was really cool,
Yeah.
especially when they kind of missed the mark in Doctor Strange when they made the Ancient One Tilda Swinton instead of a Tibetan man. It looks like they're
which she is great, by the way.
Well, she's fantastic.
A great actress, but
you can't just throw her in.
Yeah, you can't just do that
to the role of an old Tibetan man and be like, deal with it. So that's really good. It's really good to see that. The story was, while it was pretty almost generic, it went kind of like Shakespearean, like Sins of the Father type storyline, which is kind of cool to introduce.
Yeah.
And the best part of the film for me, and I want to know if it is the same for you.
Yeah.
The casino fight scene.
Yes. You know
that they faked a one shot. It wasn't a fucking one shot.
Yeah, it was not a one shot.
I saw where the cuts were. You can't fucking fool me. But it was gorgeous.
It was gorgeous. It was a lot like what was it? Was it the second or the third James Bond film? I think it was the Spectre one or whatever. They had something similar of a type of I want to say it was like a casino type deal thing. It was very Asian. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like they had the
but I'm not sure which one that was.
And there was a balcony, and
yeah,
it looked like it was kind of mimicked from that, but it was really well done.
Yeah, I do like while I'm talking about the action, because this movie did have a fair amount of action. I'm kind of over fucking shaky cam.
Yeah,
like just let the action speak for itself. It was so shaky you couldn't follow some of it, and that's like I watched this video essay on old Jackie Chan films, and they always show the hit, and there was never shaky cam.
Yeah,
and it just, you felt the impact of things quite a bit more.
That's why I like the Matrix movies so much, because it's shot so clean.
Or if you're gonna do shaky cam, center frame things like they did in Mad Max. That way you're not forcing your audience to find where the person is that you're supposed to be following in a fight scene during the cuts. If you have them like changing position, since all the action happened center frame in Mad Max, that you never had to change position, so you always knew what was going on, and it was great.
Completely, yeah.
Like a few little technical things like that, and like I would have been way more blown away by the action. Instead, I was like, "What the fuck is happening right now?" But with the exception of the casino fight scene, I thought that one was done fairly well. But all the other action was so shaky. I just wanted to be able to see it.
You don't want to watch any more of the what is it? Is it the
Born
Yeah,
Identity.
and the Naboo battle scene with the droids. You know, when they all come out and put up the shields. And you've got the tribal guys coming out with their shields with the fucking rhinos. What the fuck with the rhinos?
Don't spoil the rhinos. That's a spoiler, ladies and gentlemen. Rhinos are in the movie.
And one licks.
That's
fucking ridiculous.
Without context, that sounds ridiculous.
It sounds ridiculous.
All right.
But the things that I did, like, I thought that the comedy, minus the lick, was used actually cleverly, decently well in this one. Whereas
it was tamed down quite a bit.
It was tamed down. It was used at the right time. It was mostly just a hard cut of acting like you forget someone else is in the room and that person brings it up. Basically, I'm still here type deal thing. But it was done well. I found those to be pretty well. And Michael B. Jordan, Killmonger was.
I love Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, he's such. I really, really like him.
Did you ever watch The Wire?
No.
He's in that when he was a kid.
Did you watch Trainville's... What the fuck is that called?
Trainville?
Not Trainville. It's... God damn it. His Trainville Station, Plainville Station, something. I'd have to look it up real quick. If you haven't seen that movie, that's what broke him out. Mostly as a legitimate actor, you should watch that film. It's really well.
Okay, then you watch The Wire. And you'll thank me.
I tried to watch it.
Really?
I tried to watch.
How many episodes?
Like 1.5.
Fuck you.
I couldn't do it.
You watch a whole first season, and then tell me to go fuck myself. But until then, your opinion means nothing.
He was the most believable Marvel villain, I thought, so far. Meaning that he seemed to act it out well enough that he believed everything he was saying, the pain he felt.
Just say he's the best villain actor. Although some people like...
Oh God, not the best Marvel villain. God, I can't even stand Black
actor.
Panther. No, but Michael Keaton was great.
You can't stand... You just said you liked Black Panther.
I don't like the character. It's like I don't like Captain America at all. I hate the character. But
I'm just saying,
will
like,
admit,
the
Winter
actors.
Soldier was well done, huh?
I'm saying the actors.
Yeah, the actor Michael B. Jordan was. Well, I mean, I thought
Tom Hiddleston's really good as Loki, but like Loki's like
as Loki, but they're not using him as well as they could. He's a
caricature.
Yeah, they could use him. He's such a good actor, and they could do way more. Although I did like him in the Ragnarok. I'm
glad you finally watched that.
Yeah, that was I liked that movie a lot. Hey man, got this big ship. So what would you give your rating for Black Panther? I went with do you want me to go with a number or a letter? I did a letter.
Go with a letter.
I did B-.
I'm going to give it a B because I know, like, I want to give it something lower I know that's just me being burnt out. And
I'm sure that has a lot to do with it.
I know it's better than my feeling, like, after I got out of the movie. Because I watched it, I was like, I know this is a good movie. Maybe it's just because I've watched too many. It's finally catching up to me. And
Which surprises me that so many people have gone to see this movie just because there's so many fucking superhero movies.
Well, people still go see fucking Transformers movies. And
who is watching that shit?
Garbage.
Like, really, who is watching those movies?
I don't know.
They're fucking terrible. Like, they are terrible. And I'm caught up, right? It was on Netflix one. I got to see how shitty this is. And it is so shitty.
Yeah, I won't do it. Well, let's move on. Let's move on to Annihilation. This was diversity movie weekend for us.
It was. I'm very interested to see
these casts to the predominantly female cast. So, do we want to go in reverse order? Like, go with what we liked first?
Yeah, sure. We can do that.
And end on qualms?
We can, yeah.
Okay. So, if anyone's not familiar with Annihilation, because obviously Black Panther is like widespread. Everyone knows who Black Panther is now. But Annihilation is a cool sci-fi flick brought to you by the guy who wrote 28 Days Later, among other sci-fi films.
And first film, Ex Machina.
Yeah, that was the first one he directed.
Machina, yeah.
So it follows a group of people that are going into this, they call it a shimmer, that's appeared around a landmass. Are they in the United States?
Yeah.
They are?
Yeah, they're in the United States. They made reference to it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
going in to figure out what this thing is, and craziness ensues.
Yes,
That's the basic premise.
And they sent. That's not really spoilery. Well, you find that on the trailer. They sent in other groups before that never came back.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I liked this movie. This is interesting. The look on your face. I don't know.
I was curious if you even liked it.
I did. I liked it.
Okay.
We'll get to what I didn't like after I hear your likes, you son of a bitch.
You're going to get me so goddamn irritated.
It's fine.
All right.
Well, like I've said before, I'm a sci-fi fan, and I hadn't read this book.
No, I didn't either.
So I was hooked on the trailer. I was like, this could be really good. And it was, I felt I was very interested all the way through. It pulled me all the way through. Like, there was never a moment where I was like, I'm fucking bored.
No, the pacing was great in it, too.
It was really good. The acting's really good.
Yeah.
And I thought they did a really good job of making a very familiar setting, being Earth, seem otherworldly without having it have to be a CG spectacle.
No, I thought they used it beautifully. Like, it was minimal.
Yeah.
Just enough to where it still felt otherworldly, and yet, like, they used just enough. They didn't kill you with color or over stylization.
Yeah,
which I thought was perfect. It was beautiful. I agree.
Now, not a spoiler. I don't. We've already said we're not spoiling, so I don't know. I have to preface that. There is a little bit of story jumping that happens throughout the film. That is a side story that kind of informs you about the main character a little bit. And after watching it, I realized like how well these scenes are put into what's going on in the present day while they're exploring.
Yeah.
Like, there's a beginning, middle, and an end. And this side story mirrors those story beats. And I thought that was really cool because most of the time, like, this particular kind of side story, it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
I don't care enough.
Everybody fucking does that.
Yeah.
Get over it, you know?
But he had a reason for it for once,
Yeah.
and it was very, very well done. Yeah.
Yeah, and all the acting was great. There were surprising moments of violence. And how can I say this? One of the most fucked up animal encounters I've ever seen. Enough to where I could have had nightmares about that shit.
I loved that.
It was so good.
It was so
good. I feel like we can't really talk too much about this one just because of the nature of the story.
No, but you would agree before we get into any of the things that are that are argumentative parts that you would tell someone they should go see this.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's really good.
Yes. I would not tell my wife to go see it.
No, your wife.
I told her, I explained to her, I was like, I got home from the movie and I said, when you'd watch this would be your reaction in 3 parts. Oh, this science is really cool. Oh, what the fuck was that? What was that? And then, huh?
That is a perfect.
I probably clipped my audio right there. I apologize to our listeners who are listening on a good sound system.
I did think that the jump scares, all right, and the horror aspects of the film that are in it, because in reality that's not what it's really about, but it's part of it.
Yeah.
I thought they were perfectly executed.
Not cheesy.
Not cheesy. Not over the top, not repeated over and over and over again just to get a reaction. They were always for something, and I loved that. But one of my issues with it is that besides Portman and Jennifer Jason Leigh's character, okay, all the other characters of in the film, and of course besides Oscar Isaacs, who plays a very meaningful role in it, although short, but meaningful. I liked the characters, but they were kind of wasted. Like, what I'm trying to say is that they were just like fodder, right? They fleshed them out a tiny amount to give you a little bit of, here's a tiny backstory about this person. Here's a little thing about this person. Here's a little thing about this person. And then it's just kind of like, they just wasted them from there on out. And I know that this is really, and you figure it out at the end, that this is really just about, Portman's character for specific reasons with, Isaac's character. I'm trying to not be spoilery.
I think this is already very spoilery.
Really?
I think we should edit that out.
No, you got to let it fly. How is that spoilery? It's what it's about. The whole trailer tells you that it's her going in to find out how to. It does.
You alluded to so much that was not very well masked.
Listen to me. In the trailer, she says she has to go into the Shimmer to find a way that she can help her husband survive. That is in the trailer. I didn't ruin shit. Oh, I mean about the fleshed out characters. I'm just saying they were wasted. I'd like a little bit more. I did use the word fodder. I would like a little bit more with that. I mean, come on. You're going to watch the movie Aliens. Let's just say you're going to see the movie Aliens. Ripley's going to survive that shit. And you see all those Marines in that goddamn movie. They're all going to die, but maybe one or two.
Any one scene with one of these side characters was more fleshed out than 75% of the other characters in Aliens.
Yes. Okay, I agree. Yes, I agree with that, but that's my point,
They
right?
gave me enough.
I wanted them to not give me that. If you're going to do that, right, like you did with Aliens, like with the Marines, for the most part, they gave you enough of a characteristic of the character, right? Whether you liked them.
Well, yeah, it was very physical, like, oh, this is the tough chick.
Yeah, and I liked that. Like, you knew that she was going to be a badass and try to do whatever she could to survive, whether that was blow everything up or just kill one, whatever she had to do. Just do that. If you're going to use these in that sense, like Aliens, for example, then treat the characters like that. Because then what happens is it's like, okay, why did you even give me that information on this person? Okay, she's a lesbian. Great. Why do I need to know that? Based on how the story plays out, why do I need to know that? This person's this. Why do I need to know that?
Person. It gives her an identity,
but
and
it's not relevant to the story at all in any way, shape, or form.
True, but like it's still better than just them just being there. Like it makes the character seem more real, even though it's just a little tidbit and it has no bearing on the story whatsoever.
But did you care about those characters? Like, what I'm saying is, when something negative happened to said characters, did you give a shit when it happened at all?
I'd say more so than any of the Marines in Aliens.
No, man, I felt bad for that one leader who was a big chicken shit and couldn't move.
That
and Ripley
guy.
had to punch him in the side of the head to get him out of the seat because he wasn't getting the fuck out of there. By the end of that, because he's such a pussy.
He redeemed himself.
Right. So that gave me something. And this guy's a big pussy. He made himself give enough courage to say fuck you at the end.
Right. Enough of that. Go back to Annihilation.
Okay, so Oscar Isaac, I also thought, as usual, that guy's great. He's great. Yes. And he's creepy just enough for this film. And I mean creepy in a way that you can kind of tell from the trailer he's Natalie Portman's husband.
He's endured some shit.
So he doesn't, you can tell there's not going to be a whole lot of verbal this and that with him, but he's very dissonant, I guess I would say is probably what he is. He's just such a good actor. It's like him and Tom Hardy. Well, I know Hardy's
in a whole new
he's a whole new level of everything. Man. But I almost want to say that I feel like just because of Ex Machina, seeing him in that movie,
I need to see it.
You've got to see that movie. I think you'll have much higher respect for him.
No, I've already liked him.
But that movie, he's just amazing in. Also, but he plays any of these characters except for we're going to forget that he's in fucking Last Jedi or any of the other shit
or the X-Men film.
Oh God, did you see that?
I did.
I did too. I saw it on HBO or whatever. I was like, oh fuck, I'll watch this shit, and it was And I don't blame him.
No.
It's the script. He
It's
looked like a
the,
dipshit.
The horrible character design.
He looked like he should have been on the fucking Power Rangers.
Yeah, Ivan Ooze from the Power Rangers.
That's
he looked
it.
dead on.
That's it. Yes. I kept thinking he should be in the fucking... Yes, thank you. All right, back to this film. What I did like about this also is it's a very... Did you ever see 2001 Space Odyssey?
Yeah.
I felt like it was very much in that... If you want to call that I don't know, I guess a sci-fi genre in itself, because it's kind of different than normal... I put it in line like Sunshine. You saw the movie Sunshine, Danny Boyle's film?
Yeah. I don't remember very much.
Thought-provoking. 2001 Space Odyssey. You don't know, very thought-provoking. It leaves you thinking about it later. Like, well, did this mean this? Did this mean this? Which I love that. I could have done with or without some of the alien-esque design elements at the end that I'm not going to go further on. I love the score of the film. I love that odd fucking weird shit. It just it worked.
What about the acoustic guitar going out throughout the movie? I fucking hated that.
That I could have done with
the actual score. I liked. I did not like the guitar bits. It didn't fit to me.
You know what? I wonder if they were trying to do a weird send off to kind of like, God, what's that fucking movie? You Got a Pretty Mouth.
What the fuck?
You know what I'm talking about? Banjo playing. Why is my brain failing me right now?
I can't think of what that's called. I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember what that movie's called.
Squeal for me. But, you know, during that movie, while they're walking through the woods, lost and on the river, lost and shit and whatever the fuck else, they would play a little bit of that here and there. But, I mean, obviously this film has nothing to do with, well, I mean.
No.
But anyway, as weird as the ending, and you would expect this, not spoilerishy, as the ending could be perceived to be, although I was oddly... I shouldn't say confused. It was more of it's just in a good way. It leaves you thinking and trying to trace back.
It wasn't paint by numbers.
No, it was not. And I really liked it. It's out on Netflix in I think 3 weeks.
What?
Yeah. They made it. So the producer,
well, I know,
one
like
of the producers,
they thought it was too intellectual. They sold all the Netflix rights.
It's in like 3 weeks
for overseas distribution. I don't think it's going to be released here.
It's not here on March 21st?
I think so.
I saw something.
If it is, I'd be surprised because they own the rights for United States.
Well, I hope they don't, because I want them to make...
They sold them for several international territories because they thought they were going to lose their pants on that because they thought it was too intellectual, which is a fucking condescending thing to say
it's
about
a condescending
people.
Thing. Yeah, you're right.
And fuck them, idiots.
Yeah.
Like... It was a good movie. It's just a fucking good movie.
It's a good movie.
Whether you have to think or not, like, fuck you.
Yeah, the whole point. You should want to think. You should want to think about it after. It makes you want to watch it again. That's the whole.
But I will say, I do have a couple qualms.
Okay, go ahead.
I already mentioned I did not like the guitar portion of the soundtrack. I thought it was
Deliverance.
Weird.
Deliverance. There. Okay, sorry.
I'll deliver my balls to your face.
Please don't.
So I don't think this is really a spoiler. When they first go into the Shimmer, they have a time gap.
Yeah, and they don't see.
And it never happens again.
Never happens again. Or they never mention that it's happening again. And I think
are you supposed to assume that it happens again? Because they didn't remember anything happening.
No, at the very beginning of the film, remember the guy that's questioning her?
Mm-hmm.
He says to her, she was in there for, I think it was three months. He said they only had rations for a month. How did they survive? How did you have enough food? And she said, I don't remember ever eating. She said that right at the beginning of the film. Yeah. So there was more of a time lapse. They just never mentioned it again. Yeah.
We'll talk about that off mic.
But that's not.
I'll explain.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry about it. And I was only lukewarm on the ending. Partly because
I'm all right with that.
It was weird, but at the same time, like you say, it's an intellectual movie. I thought they were very heavy-handed.
Oh, I agree.
with that ending, it went on way too fucking long.
It went on way too long. I agree with you. It went on too long.
Now,
but you did see it coming. I mean,
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, if you pay attention, which I don't really, I don't like telling people like, oh, pay attention early in the movie and you'll be able to like see what's coming, because that's no way to watch a movie.
No, it's not. You need to just watch the movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yes, it was good. Besides those couple things, like I need to mention one more thing that I just thought of that I really liked. Since this anomaly, they called it a shimmer. They had this theme of showing people through glass through the movie.
Yeah.
That was obviously pointing at that whole shimmer thing and like relating certain things. Like there was foreshadowing. After I thought about it after the movie, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
They were basically telling us certain things by how they shot something.
Yeah.
Which was really cool.
Yeah. I really like this director.
Yeah. He's doing, for his second film, Jesus Christ.
I'm telling you, will love. I would be shocked if you don't love Ex Machina. You'll probably like it better than this film, I think. But I really loved everything. I loved so much of everything about this movie. I agree with you completely. The ending was a bit long.
Okay, letter grade. We need to wrap this up.
A minus.
A minus?
From me, yeah.
A minus for me too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I really liked it.
I was honestly thought we would bicker
even if
way
I
more.
hated the ending.
Yeah.
Like
I'll stab you.
A different movie he wrote.
The shit. We're gonna bring him in here, and we're gonna do this live.
The director?
Oh, I thought you were going down my 28 Days Later thing again, and I was gonna shit down.
I know.
Your throat.
I thought you said you were gonna bring the director.
I'm gonna bring my other, not the.
I'm gonna bring him in here.
Danny Boyle's gonna come in here, and we're gonna
And this guy who wrote it.
And this guy who wrote it.
What the fuck was I even saying?
That's what you get. But
no, like even if I hated the movie, everything leading up to the end was so good. It almost didn't matter.
Yeah. Sure. Yes, I agree.
Okay. So, yeah, we've run quite a bit longer.
We did.
I might have to edit this bitch down.
Don't do it. Don't cut me out. Don't.
Well, there was some weird Dead Space somewhere. I'll cut some shit out.
Oh, Dead Space. It's a good game if you ever played it. All right, go on, please.
It was good.
Whoa.
That's my cat. That's my fucking cat. All right. You working on anything?
I'm working on my second book. By Drama by Michael Hyrie. It's on Amazon and Kindle.
Will you go back to our website and add a link?
What? Oh,
add a link to your fucking post that points to the book.
I don't know how to fucking do that. Do I just copy and paste?
Oh, Jesus Christ, you were a fucking web designer.
I know, but I haven't done that. All right, I didn't look at it. All right, you sent me the link to go on and I wrote on it.
All right. We can go back.
We'll
put a link to Michael's book if you want to check it out. It's good. I read it. I gave him notes. I don't know if he took them, but he should have. He should have. I don't have a ton going on right now. I just started up a contract position again, so I'm not as bored in Ohio anymore. But I will give a shout out to some friends of mine, Mary and Andy. They started their own website. They're both music therapists, and they have this blog they started called Our Kitchen Notes. So you can find them at ourkitchennotes.com. They always have a piece of music, it seems. I think that's going to be the theme, and they go through like a recipe and they cook together and sing together.
And they're married?
Yeah.
That sounds fucking awful. Jesus.
You've met them. They're adorable.
They are. Yeah, they're. I do like them. I have to admit.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to spend that much time.
Oh, we know. At least I know. Our viewers know now. Listeners.
They're viewing us. They're viewing the sound waves. If they're watching on
they're Daredevil?
SoundCloud or whatever shows the waveforms.
I'm not on SoundCloud.
Well, it shows you on there. If they listen to it on that, you can see the little waveforms.
Yeah, but we're not on SoundCloud.
Oh, I don't know the fuck. All right, whatever.
Shut the fuck up.
All right.
All right. Until next time, we're bored in Ohio, and Mike can suck it.